Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2023 SHOT Show is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Save 10% on your Hog Holsters order by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose. Hog Holsters, helping Americans wear guns. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2023 SHOT Show. And no SHOT Show coverage will be complete without checking in with my friend Joe from Condor.
Brian, how you doing, man?
Joe, it's really, really good to see you. Good to see Condor stuff.
You know, we're getting better at this. We still have our voice, and it's Thursday. That's kind of incredible.
I was gone yesterday, but Luke got me some NyQuil last night. So
oh, perfect. Yeah, you sleep well too.
So. Yeah. So, Joe Flowers, Condor Knives, the two kind of go together. I know you got some cool stuff to show us.
Yep, definitely.
And no surprise. It seems like the stuff you got to show us is all big stuff.
Well,
machete-ish stuff. Joe's like the machete king.
Well, I talk about myself way too much, so I'm going to introduce some other designers here for Condor who one of them's a really cherished one of my best friends. So instead of talking about my designs, I want to start this off by talking about somebody else instead of myself. The Bushcraft Global stuff down in the jungle, I run jungle trips, and it would not be possible without one of my best friends, Gorn Mikalovic, who does not sound like a Spanish last name because he's Serbian, Serbian-German descent, but he's been living down in the jungle for 30 years. He's an exceptional knife maker, and I've been poking him and prodding him. Hey, man, you should try something with Condor because Condor is Latin America based. You know, he speaks Spanish and like 6 other languages perfectly, and he's a knife maker and a knife user, and has really taught me a lot. So he came out with this. This is called the Trivitata. Trivitata is a species name for a poison dart frog with 3 lines down the back like a NASCAR. But this is one of his bushcrafters, and he uses this out in the jungle, forages them. He also forages too, because in the jungle there's mangoes everywhere and stuff. But forages out in the middle of the jungle all these really cool knives with tan and bokeh knives. And I wanted to translate one of his designs to Condor and bring him to Condor. So this is a Trivitata. It's a really cool bushcraft design, a good Southeast wood style carver and stuff like that too. Cool. So I'm super proud to see him come out with this year. So this is called the Trivitata with 2 T's and I believe 2 V's too. I should know that being a zoology guy. Trivitata is the species name of a poison dart frog.
Cool. And this may be the smallest knife we've ever looked at together.
Yeah, probably. So now we're going to get into the big stuff. So I tried that way. Hey, good. Even the cameraman has Band-Aids too. Thumbs up. So like learning about machetes, especially at least for me in the southeast region of the North American continent, I've seen and designed so much thick stuff that it's incredible. I love like everything from a kukri to parang, but I wanted to see fast moving thin machete. So this is a take on the Polar North, but bigger. It's called the Polar Wind. We might have talked about this at Blade Show when we were talking about the choils and stuff. No choil on this one, but super thin. It's like 2 millimeters thick. Don't do this at home, but very, very, very fast moving. This is, to me, from the guys who I've learned, and the kids I've learned from down in Central and South America, a professional thin machete. So it's a fast moving machete that you can still chop with. So that's called the Polar Wind. It's a take on our Polar North, which is a smaller version of this, but basically a man's bushcraft machete. A point down the center line, convex grind, multi-use handle, and very, very functional. I wanted to design something instead of for everybody else. I designed something for me and people who I really look up to for machete use.
So you designed this one?
Yes, sir.
I call this a sword machete. I don't know. It's kind of
sword.
It's pretty close, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
We can't talk about swords at a SHOT Show. So this is definitely a machete.
Oh, really?
I said it.
I did not know that.
No, well, point down the center line. I mean, if I had a sword that I'm using for combat, I wouldn't want it this thick or thin. But maybe you would. Who knows?
But man, so that's big. It's amazing how.
Yeah.
how thin and just
long. It's, you know, I haven't designed a lot of long stuff in a while.
I like that.
Like very long, like over 18 inches. 18 inches is like the norm for North American machete that people are used to. So
how long is that blade?
That's 20.
Okay,
20,
cool.
I think, 20 is this year's pink. You know, and 20 inches is like really good for surveyors and all that stuff too. We got a longer sword machete hybrid here too. That's long as well. This one's thicker, but thin. It's thick but thin. How do you describe that? It's thick but thin.
Oh, well, it's got, what do they call it? Distal taper?
Heck yes.
I got my terminology right.
Heck yes.
So it narrows down from wide here to thin at the tip.
That's important to get like the soul of some cutting tools.
Convex grind?
Correct.
Sharp convex grind.
Yeah, and this is basically based off of the Thai DAWs from Thailand and the Indonesian archipelagos everywhere around that area. You know, Muay Thai, everybody thinks about, you know, arms and elbows and stuff. They actually have traditional martial arts with swords that are around the jungle region. So they're also machetes. And I've seen those. I bought a bunch of different ones. Paid way too much money to get some early 1800s versions of it. And said, man, there is something here that I love.
Is this your design too?
Yes, sir. And it's like a fast-moving hunting machete. You're not going to be making, guys, you're not going to be chopping down trees to make a log cabin with this. And I understand that, but this is a fast-moving machete, so anything like coffee can-wise and thinner, this will sing through. But it's, to me, it's a hunting machete too. Respectfully and conservation-minded, dispatching animals like invasive species. For instance, the Burmese python down in the Everglades, perfect for that. And that's why I called it the Burmese hunter. We're hunting invasive species and well, bad animals that shouldn't be around certain areas and screwing up environments.
Man, you can whack a python with that thing.
Yeah. You know, that's a whole nother story too. Don't eat them. They're full of nematodes down in the Everglades too. It's like opening up a pack of spaghetti. It's gross.
No, thanks for that mental image.
The more you learn. So the pterosaur knife that I designed in like 2009 has been really, really popular with Condor's polypropylene version of that.
I like that. It's a really, really good knife.
Yeah, so we're kind of going to expand the line and make this the pterosheti. So this is the first time we've done a polypropylene sheath, which is injection molded, fancy terms for plastic, injection molded sheath, and a full tang down the back. Dual grinds, so we got Scandi and convex in case you miss and hit rocks or something out in Georgia. If you're cutting down sweet gum or something that's like all over the place. And the handle, for an injection molded handle, I tried to make it longer for here in North America, especially me in January after eating my wife's key lime pie. You know, my hands get sausage.
Yeah, that's great.
We need to make the hands bigger, or the handles bigger. So it's a multi-use handle and tapered it in the back so that you can do that got internet. We're not trying to make this a term, but the trigger grip where you can kind of flick and point where you want to use that for a longer machete style thing.
I think it was released well.
Yeah. Well, lifetime warranty, guys, but please don't throw machetes unless we. I guess we could design it.
Nobody would ever. Who would do that? Nobody would do that.
I got like 6 throwing machetes at my house.
Nobody would throw machetes.
Yeah, guys, for safety purposes, when you throw something like a machete with that much flexion, you have to be careful of the bounce back. It doesn't bounce back like an axe or a knife. It has a little bit of 4C scientific physics that like throws it back really quick. So be careful.
Well, it's making that really cool spring sound.
Yeah, it does. But also, you know, you have to be careful and dodge stuff too when it pops
I never ever recommend throwing any sort of blade out.
Yeah,
never ever.
Hey, this sounds like another like disclaimer, but throwing a knife is one of the worst things you can do to a knife. Because
worse than that evil batoning?
No, way worse. Honestly, like if I really want to test stuff, I don't give the machete to a bunch of Boy Scouts who are 14 to baton like crazy. You throw it because if it's not Rockwell low, you can find any microstructure problems in the knife. There's some tiny crack somewhere on the back. All of that important physicsy, sciencey stuff gets focused on that thing and it shatters. So don't throw a knife, a machete, or a sword That's not Rockwell low. Rockwell is the hardness of a metal tool. So like 50 is like a good Rockwell for a throwing tool, whereas our pocket knives are like 60. So that's like 10. It's this many more for Joe talk. But it's really, really bad for knives. Or really good if you want to find out how hard it is to break it. But yeah.
So, as usual, way informative about blades and stuff and the sciencey stuff. And nobody would ever throw machetes anyway, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But I know you're still running Bushcraft Global.
Oh heck yeah, that's actually gotten huge. So bushcraftglobal.com if you want to find out more about my stuff. I have designs with some other companies now as well, so you can check out Artisan Cutlery too, and they can do stuff that's a little bit different from Condor as far as like powder steels.
Yeah.
So, but the big thing is CondorTK.com, Condor tool and knife, and if you want to check out more Joe stuff, Bushcraft Global.
Yeah. Maybe
and where do we find out about you?
They know Survival on Purpose. So
Mash that subscribe button. Mash it.
Anyway, thanks as always, Joe, for taking a minute.
It's been a joy.
We're gonna wrap this video up. We're gonna also do another video in a minute and introduce you to somebody new to Condor who's got some really cool designs I know you're gonna like. So be sure to stick around for that video. And remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.